Aloha. Happy Aloha Monday. It's Monday. I survived the weekend. We literally, oh my gosh, for those of you who've been following over on Instagram, I posted a couple pictures of the pups, but talked to a couple friends about it. This weekend was crazy. I haven't heard the final word, but we were expecting literally 40,000 people in the door at the Made in Hawaii Expo. And yes, I got me a new outfit. I mean, whoopsie, sorry, I hit my computer. We shared a booth, well, right next to a booth of one of the designers in Hawaii, and I fell in love with her outfits and all. This is actually a dress, but oh, I loved her prints. Okay, what she's done, purple, as you guys know, my favorite color. So anyhow, that was my weekend. It was a fun weekend. It was a busy weekend. I ate myself through the full expo, some of the most amazing food in the world, and I stood for 95% of the weekend. So yeah, between the two, I don't know if the standing and the walking all the time offsets all the food I ate. I hope. Otherwise, I'm in trouble when I get on the scale later tomorrow morning. So I did not want to get on the scale this morning. So, anyhow, aloha, aloha, aloha. I hope you guys had a great weekend. This is a different Missing Mondays. We're not going to focus on a specific person, but instead, this was a story that I woke up this morning to this story and I was like, you know what? We need to address this. This is affecting every one of us out here who does advocacy for the missing. And it's something that I already know from talking to a couple people in Discord. A bunch of us are a little frustrated with right now, trying to figure out how we balance the fact that there are a-holes out there who are posting false missing reports in the hopes that we can, okay, well, they can go out and collect um stuff from putting in software and stuff like that. I'm going to go through it all. I've been researching it for the last couple hours, exactly how they go about do it. But in the meantime, before we get to that point, let me say hi to a couple people real quick in chat. I know our first person in chat was Miss Sleuth. So hello, 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 Sleuth. How you doing? Let me keep giving treats to the pupsters. And yes, KK, we need to get talking about the decals again. My friend actually made a Maui Strong um tote bag. If you've ever seen our tote bags, he made a Maui Strong tote bag that he sold for $50. And we have been actually donating all of the proceeds from that. Okay, 100% of the proceeds to, actually, in that case, the Hawaii Community Foundation. So, but yes, KK, you and I got to get back to talking and finish that design for sure. So, hello, 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 Sleuth. And Chris and I have been talking about this. We're going to talk about one type of scam today. However, as we were discussing, there's so many types of scams out there. Yeah, we talk about the YouTube type all the time here. But I know one of the ones that I used to love watching when okay, like 5 years ago was scam baiting. People who are like, you know what? I am tired of these, again, a-holes who are going out there and calling our senior citizens and all and scamming them out of their life savings. So these scam baiters make phone calls, return phone calls as elderly people or people who are not tech savvy, and they basically waste these scammers' time. And it is amazing. I don't know how many people out there also love scam baiters. Let me know in chat if you've ever watched scam baiting. I mean, Jim Browning, we were talking about, Kit Boga, Pierogi, all of them do amazing. IRL Rosie, okay, IREC scammers, amazing job. What we're going to talk today about is a little bit of a different type of scam. Now we're going after, rather than seniors and non-tech savvy, they're going after people with hearts, people who care about other people and all. But Chris and I had an awesome discussion about that. And also, yes, people who go and do set up the whole, oh, so and so died and all that, and they get people upset. And that's the whole idea of a scammer is they are out there to try to make us question ourselves, try to get all the attention that they can get. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So Jessica was in here. Hello, 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 Jessica. Love you, my dear. And KK, who is helping me with decals. Once we get this done, we are going to sell those decals. And again, 100% of the money that comes in from the decals are going to go to the people in Maui. I spent a lot of time over the weekend talking to people from Maui, talking to people who've been involved in trying to pull things together. And this is going to be a long marathon for everyone over there. And it's not going to be something that's over in a couple weeks. So now that the president has come and gone, that it's over. No, this is going to be a long marathon. So thank you, KK, for doing that for us. That is huge. And Megan's here. Hey, Megan. Hope. Hey, Megan and Hope. And Jim is amazing. Yes. You want this treat? Is that what you want? Yeah, that's what you want. So, yeah, Jim is great. He's done nothing but amazing work to bring to attention, okay, the whole idea of people who make the phone calls and do exactly what Jessica is mentioning here. They get these elderly people or the non-tech savvy people to get gift cards and things such as that. And our elderly don't realize that that's not how it works. I've stopped my mom from being scammed before. She actually, over this week, was it this weekend or 2 weekends ago, in the middle of one of my craft fairs, she called me up because she had someone on the phone that she thought was Citibank. And so our seniors go through this. And that's why it really is upsetting me what I'm starting to see now. So anyhow, everyone, if I did not say hi to you, let me know so I can make sure to say hi to you. Yeah. And also, yes, dogs, I hear you. I hear you. And let me see if I keep giving. They don't want big treats. They want me to break them up. So anyhow, let's start going through this. So how did I come across the subject for today? I usually wake up on Mondays and I am looking at who is missing. Is there someone new that we need to bring their story to the forefront on? Things like that. Like most of you guys, put a 1 in the chat if this sounds like you. You wake up first thing in the morning and you go to YouTube and you check what's happened. Okay, what's all popping up in your list of suggested videos to watch? Put a 1 in chat if that's you in the morning. It's me. And I literally will be sitting, running to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? And before I've even brushed my teeth some mornings. So there we go. We got the honest truths coming out there. Jessica's got a 1 in there. Who else do we got? Megan, Chris, Kerm the Frog, and also Dog Defender's here. Hey, dog. Aloha, my dear. Cooter. Welcome, Cooter. Hey, hey, hey. I even tried to, Sleuth was live with the members only yesterday, and I tried to attend the live during the expo yesterday. It didn't work. I literally won a notebook, and I didn't know I had won the notebook because I was busy during the time. So it was crazy. But hello, Cooter. Let me pick up this pup again since she wants my attention, like always. So yeah, that's what I did this morning. I woke up this morning and I went to YouTube. And one of the first articles of videos I saw was something from News Nation. Okay, let me know if you guys saw this article yourself. It was a video with News Nation interviewing a former FBI agent who's also a lawyer. His name's Stuart Kaplan. And it was talking about how scammers are using Facebook, Instagram, a bunch of different social media outlets to develop scams based off of missing children. Now, one of the things I noticed when this is being mentioned, they're saying children. I think that's part of the problem that a lot of us who do advocacy is running into, because a lot of the suggestions on what they do to look, okay, how to recognize and all is going to be specific to us who are looking at children. Okay, because you have Amber Alerts and all that. When you're dealing with, say, a runaway, on the other hand, some of the stuff they suggest you do and you check isn't going to work. And we're going to deal with that question when it comes up. I'm going to go through exactly what's happening. And Megan did not see it. Dog did not see it. Okay, perfect. Guys, I will post the link on my community tab right afterwards. I don't want to play their whole video for reasons, as you know. But basically what it came down to is everything we're going to discuss today. Okay. Initially, we all know there's various scams out there. You guys start spitting them out in chat. Okay, let's see. What's the list of types of scams we all deal with on a day-to-day basis nowadays? We got GoFundMe scams. We've got telephone scams like the ones Jim Browning and all that deal with. We have email, phishing scams, things like that. Posts where people go make posts like what we're talking about right now. Money Mule. Yes, Chris. Good one. Scams are everywhere. Anywhere you have good human beings, you also have sucky human beings. Okay, they go hand in hand for some reason. As much as I wish we could get rid of the sucky ones are going to be there forever. Amen. Okay, it's just the way it is. Fake advertising. Yes, fake advertising, Chris. Exactly. And also, what the hell exactly, Jessica? That was my thought when I started reading this stuff today. So basically, a lot of these scams have always focused on certain types of people. Okay, they focus on the very caring person, the people that have a good heart, that, okay, care about other people, that they're empathic. There's another great one Chris mentioned, fake advertising, promising services that are never planned on being given. Perfect one for fake services. Exactly. So sometimes it's just sharing out that information, okay, going after people who are good-hearted. Sometimes it's the elderly, like we mentioned. Sometimes it's the not tech savvy. The very caring people. Elderly, we can understand. Okay, we kind of get the picture with elderly. Okay, they're a little bit more trusting a lot of times. Okay, they don't understand computers and stuff like that. That's a little easier to understand. But when it comes to scamming people who are very caring, that's a different thing. That's something that a lot of times we don't put one and one together, because a lot of times, I hate to say it, we are those people. We are those people that are very caring. We are the people, and we don't want to recognize that we're being scammed a lot of times. And also, a lot of online products are not real. True, Jessica. True, very true. And dog, we had people walking through the city with sandwich boards raising money for their 3-year-old child with cancer. Photos of someone's child in the hospital after $60,000, the police expose them. Yeah, exactly. And that's it. Yeah, Diana, it's just, all of us have seen these things, and it's just frustrating to see, because we're having to still do what we feel is good and what is right, while navigating a-holes like what this person did. Okay, raising $60,000 for a child that did not, okay, exist for them. And it is totally vile. And so a lot of times the very caring, yeah, you're seeing exactly that. People who are sick, they go after, okay, oh, I have a sick nephew, a sick niece, okay, things like that happen on. Or maybe it is the missing, like in this case, animals. How many times do you see a scam based off of a sick animal or a missing animal or something like that? We don't want to see. If you're like me, I hate to see animals in pain. I can't stand it. And I will support an animal if I have any ability to do it. And a lot of my friends are big time animal lovers, and do everything in their power to support animals also. And so those are the very caring people. Those are the ones who are being affected by these scams also. And then, yeah, like I said, the missing. because what is happening, most of these scams look like they, oh, Chris, some of the ones that I've seen, they haven't been, and see, that's the problem. It's like this missing thing. They're not advertised as much, but I've seen people actually raise money for animals they did not have, for example. Okay. Or I see them raise money and then all of a sudden the police, okay, Humane Society go in there and they've collected all this money, but they've not put any money towards the animals. It's sad. It's sad, but it should not stop us from being the people that we know we are. If we are good, if we are caring for other people, if we want to be giving back to the community, we can't let this stuff stop us. But what we have to do is figure out how to recognize it. Those of us, how many of you, okay, I know what the answer is on this. Put a one in chat if you have ever shared a post about a missing person. Put a one in post. Yeah, yeah. I definitely will. It's been a while since I saw that one. I'd have to go back. And I think there was some legal issues that popped up with that one. So, okay, ones in chats. That's exactly it. That's where we run into this thing. All of us have done this. We're all in this community for this reason. We want to speak up for the missing. We want to be the voice of someone who has no voice. That's the whole thought behind a missing person. They have no voice. Their voice has been taken away from them because they can't speak up anymore and let people know what's going on. Hello, Sherry. Welcome, 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 Sherry. So that's where it starts. They know anytime you deal with shady people, criminals, they know if they can find people who care so much and don't realize there could be a scam connected to with things, okay, then they have money. They have the potential money right there. And so what's been happening in this case is basically something called a bait and switch scam. Put a one in chat if you've ever heard of the bait and switch scam. I actually had never heard of this before. I follow the scam baiting. Like I said, I'd watch TV. YouTube forever was scam baiting on that level. But bait and switch was new to me. Okay, Chris has heard of it. Yeah, Chris has really been following a lot of the scams, which is awesome. Okay, we've had a great talk. What's kind of happened with this, okay, we've got a couple more ones coming in. Perfect. And is it starts off with people, okay, a criminal out there recognizing a group that he can scam. Seniors, okay, people, okay, people who care about the missing, people who care about children who are sick. And again, I'm going to use the word children because every article I saw talking about this scam came down to children right now. Now, does that mean they won't address it on other levels? No, but right now they're saying, hey, I've got a missing child, or my nephew is missing, my 6-year-old nephew is missing, or things like that. And that does make it a little easier for us to identify, because we all know right now children are put into databases quicker. Okay, the news will cover them more quicker. They're not going to cover a runaway, for example. And that's been part of the issue that a lot of us are having right now. But basically, what they do is the criminal, okay, will post something, okay, and people see that post. Okay, and we're going to actually look at a couple of these posts over time today. Okay, but they find this post and they talk about their missing 10-year-old niece that has autism who disappeared with their dog. That is literally one of the scams going on out there right now. Okay, and they post it and it looks real initially. It truly looks real initially. There's no identification that makes you think, oh, this is a scam. They're not asking for money. They're not posting GoFundMe's. Okay, but they're doing those things. They often do it in not the sites we tend to go to, not the missing people in America or things like that. What they're doing is they post this in lost and found groups. They post these things in garage sale groups. We all go to those garage will do, Chris. We all go to those garage sale groups. In fact, one of the people I talked about that was missing a few weeks ago came out of Missing Stuff Hawaii. It's one reason why I had to really research it before I actually went out, because I wanted to make sure that this was, because it's kind of seeing things like this posted in areas we're not used to. It kind of makes you think, I got to check this a little bit more. So a lot of times that's where they'll be. You go into this Missing Stuff Hawaii, you go into garage sales in southern Idaho, or whatever the name of, I'm making up names game. Okay. And you see this 6-year-old nephew who has autism, who has gone missing. Please help share this out. So you hit share. It gets sent out to all your friends right away, because that's what we're trained to do. That's what we're trained is social media is there to spread awareness. And what happens is, hello, Princess Megan, love you, girl. What happens is they're waiting for, and we're going to go on how to spot these scammers next. But once that post becomes popular, it's been shared so many times. Okay. You can, any of you guys who've ever looked, you can see how many times things have been shared, things like that. Once it has gotten shared hundreds, thousands of times, whatever it is, they go in and they change part of what is being said. Okay. They may add in a link to a contest. Okay. They may add a link to home rentals that if you just fill out this thing, you can get into this home rental thing. So many different types of stuff. But basically, it comes down to hit this link and you're entered type thing. Now, the problem is this, is it going to get you as much? Probably not. You've already shared everything. Okay. But every person who goes and looks at your account now, they're seeing this. They're seeing this post with thousands of shares, with tons of hearts, something that you yourself shared out. And they're like, oh, this is something I can trust. I mean, after all, okay. So I'm going to use you as an example, Princess. Okay. Princess Megan would never share something like that out. So I'm good. I'm good. And people go and hit the button and enter. Okay. Locomai would never share anything like that. So they hit the button. Next thing you know, you're taken to a website. Malware is put onto your computer. And that's where the scam really gets going. They're going in there and they are able to start getting an idea. Okay, they can go in, find out financial information, hack into your bank accounts, okay, hack into your credit cards. All those things can be gone into very quickly at that point. Now, yes, there are ways we can, if that happens, it's like when my mom had it happen a couple weeks ago, and I literally had to call Citibank and all that to make sure everything was on the up and up. You can shut things down. But anyone who's ever had to shut down your credit card because of something, you know it's not easy work. Okay, if you have automatic bill pays, things like that, it's crazy. And this is why I wanted to talk about this here today, because if this is starting to pick up, we as a community really need to be aware of these things. And because we can't let it stop us from being the voice of other people. We know even this guy, the FBI, former FBI agent, Stuart Kaplan, said, we know that people who are on social media are key to finding the missing. He actually said that. So we can't allow these other people to make, this ability to stop us from doing things. Exactly, Diana. There's scammers that use legitimate companies. Yes. And that's what happened with my mom with this. Luckily, in her case, it turned out to be okay. But I thought it was Citibank. Okay, it was Citibank, and I thought it was actually a scam. Thank God it wasn't. But I had to literally call up the bank and say, this number is what just talked to my mom. Is this truly your account, one of your phone numbers? And yes, we were able to find out it was fine. But that was a lot of work. It was a hell of a lot of work. And if it hadn't been, fine. it would have been 10 times more work. And so, what are the things we can do? Okay, how can we make sure that our banks are safe, that our personal information is safe? Okay, that's where we go into this next step. And again, please keep throwing out ideas and thoughts in chat because I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing in chat today. As Chris said a few minutes ago, be sure to read wording very carefully and look up words. And that's a lot of what, as we go through this, we're going to be recognizing. And yeah, it's so scary right now what's going on out there. And I think what worries so many of us is it is going to stop people from doing what we know is right. People are going to stop sharing posts because they're scared to share posts. So, what I want to do is go over how to spot these and then also what we can do. Okay, what can we do to make sure when we're sharing out information that we're doing it in a safe way? And because protection is important when we're doing these things. So, how to spot them. Okay, so you come up with an article. Okay, you come up, you're on Facebook, you're in one of these garage sale sites or whatever they are, and you see this post about a little girl who has autism, ran away with their dog and hasn't been seen since, all that. First of all, recognizing where you are is going to make it a big thing. Being proactive, exactly. Thinking ahead. Guys, this is one of those times we need to use our true crime minds. Okay. You know, that little way that we think things through, that little way that we research stuff. Now's the time we use all that. And so many times advocacy is just about sharing, but you know what? It's the research also. Awesome. In Discord. Okay. For those of you who are not in Discord, please take a second to check out Discord. I will also share on the tab later on the Discord site and all that for anyone who's interested, because we are starting to share a lot more information there. And thank you, Lone Wolf, Chris, Jinx, bunch of you guys who are really helping a lot on that. So that's your first thing to look at when you're trying to spot them is where are they posting? Are they posting truthfully? Because I'll be honest, if you go to that Missing Persons USA or something, everyone who's there is kind of, we've been around long enough. If you go to these big popular sites, you're going to run into people who are going to recognize those types of scams quicker. The reason why they go to the lost and found sites and the garage sale sites is because, Chris, I'll definitely do that later. I just right now I'm kind of going through everything that I got set with this, but we can definitely share things out in comments and stuff later for sure. Got it. The person who just texted me. Thank you for letting me know, my dear. And also, so they go to these more generic sites because people aren't keeping their eyes open. They're not knowing that this type of thing happens as much. So that's number one. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Love you, my dear. And that becomes our first recognition. If you're seeing these things in those areas, let people know. If you do your research and you're finding out, oh, hell, this is a problem. Okay, we need to let people know. Now, that leads to the next thing. Let me pull this up real quick. This is actually one of the scams going on right now. Right here. Sorry, I am still here. And also, actually, here, let me pull over here so you guys can see me at the same time. This is actually one of the scams going on right now. This little girl and her dog has gone missing. Okay. If you go into it and read, of course, now I cannot read it because it's so small. So let me go to another version of it here. Okay. It is missing. My niece, Bella Heather, she's 5 years old, has been missing for 7 hours. She is last seen playing with her pup on our porch. An Amber Alert has been activated. Please keep our sweet girl in your prayers and thoughts. Help bump this post. She can't be far. Thank you. Okay, that's what it says right there. Now, anyone noticing anything from looking at this? We're going to go through a lot of things that we need to look for in these posts. But First thing that got me here, look at the bottom of this. Look at that bottom line there. I don't know how many of you guys can actually read it, but the person who wrote this post is not allowing people to comment. Now, why? Chris, you got a great point there. Photoshopped, and we're going to go into that one too. You're hitting some good stuff here, gang. And why would a family with a missing loved one, oh, the face, sorry guys, the face, I did black out because if it was a little girl that was out in the community, I did not want to. I'm just one of those people who don't like to share children's pictures without family approval. There is a face under there. However, we're going to get to this in a few minutes. This picture was created by AI. This girl does not exist. So after I had actually blacked out her face or grayed out her face, I found out this girl does not exist anywhere. And we're going to go through that in just a few seconds. But the first thing that really got me is if you have a missing loved one, most people leave comments open, right? Comments are important. They might say, oh, wait. I think I saw so-and-so. I might have seen her over on this corner. Those comments are the lifeblood of someone being missing. Why would you not allow comments? And that is not all the time, but the majority of the time with these scams, you are going to find that they have cut off the ability to comment. In a few minutes, we're going to actually look on Facebook for this exact one. And you're going to notice almost every single time, no comments allowed. And who does that? It's not the admin who cuts off those things. It's the original poster who has said, I do not want comments on this, and they don't allow it. Why? Well, I don't think it takes anyone with much of a brain once you get thinking, okay, might take a couple minutes, okay, to figure it out and all, but you know what? In just the same way, someone might have seen someone. You might also have someone who's seen this exact photo happening in another state and coming in and saying, whoa, wait 1 second. I've seen this before. This is a scam. Alert, guys. Alert, alert, alert. This is a scam. So their way they deal with that is by getting rid of that. The next thing I would suggest is go up and take a look at the person's profile. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but here, I'm going to go this way for a few seconds while I talk about this next portion. How many of you gals, guys, whatever, get posts from people who want to be your friend and they are talking on a romantic level type of thing? Okay, they want to become your friend because, oh, you're gorgeous and da-da-da and all those other things. And then you go in there and you check out certain things. It's the first thing I do. When I see a friend there, I try to see, where do I know this person from? How does this person fit into my life? And if all of a sudden I'm looking at this and I'm noticing they're from another country and they just created their channel, their profile a few weeks ago, and they have no friends hardly at all or things like that, you start questioning things on those levels. That's the same thing you want to do here. Look at the original poster's profile. Yes, Jessica, check if there are mutual friends. Big help there. Okay, huge help, especially with the date business. Okay, with the missing people, it might be a little harder for mutual. Okay, because some of these you may not know. But I do know when I looked at the one from Hawaii, I actually looked through things like that because I wanted to see how many other locals here. And in Hawaii, everything's got like a 4 or 5 degrees of separation. Everyone knows someone through so many levels. Okay, you guys know that whole idea. So you look for that. How new is their profile? Was the profile just created? After all, if they're saying, oh, my niece just disappeared and their account was just created a couple days before, I'm not sure about this. Okay, who are they friends with? Do they have friends? Okay, where are those friends located? I don't want to say go and, okay, profile people, but Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're profiling people here. Chris, I do, but I get very suspicious if it's another country or in another language. Yeah, I do too. I do too. I even with my local my account, there's maybe 3 or 4 people that I've not accepted because I just can't seem to find the right connection yet. And they're still sitting there. And if I can ever find that right connection, I'll add them in immediately. Now, on my personal account, different issue completely. And also, um, check where they live. Okay. Not saying that everyone that's family live in that area, but there's usually some connections to it. Okay. Are you getting this feeling that they don't, okay, they live in another place completely and they have no connections to that area? Okay, look at what they've liked. Things like that. Just get the feeling. That's going to give you that little feeling. Is there something with this or not? Yeah, language barrier on some even this one, if you looked at what was written there, I think was a little bit of a language barrier in there. Not much, but just a little bit of a language barrier. So that's one of the things you're going to want to take a look at. Now, next, you're going to want to do is search on. Now, we're going to use Facebook as an example because that's where they're heavily posting is Facebook. Okay, so let me share this out real quick. Oh shoot, I just hit something I shouldn't have. Okay, yes, we do not need to talk with Discord with them. Okay, let's see. Let's bring this up. Okay, so what I did before we went live is I searched for that little girl's name. So going back again, let me pull that up for y'all so you can see her name there. Okay, if you look closely there, her name is Bella Heather. Okay, you've gotten an idea of the picture and all that. So what I've done is this. I've gone in and pulled up hello butterfly kisses. Love you, my dear. Okay, go in here, and as you can see up there in the corner, I typed in Bella Heather missing. Okay, I wanted to see what was here. Because after all, okay, you can find out. Have other people been posting? Did the police post about Bella? Okay, did the news media post about Bella? All those questions can be answered just by searching, right? And also, I came in here. Now, this first one, I'm not too sure, but it is again, online garage sales. So my gut is almost saying that this was a Bella Heather post. And someone, once it got big enough, okay, or at some point, 88 shares there, they went and changed it to this. I finally received mine. It's really coming, guys. If anyone is going through a hard time right now, there's a new relief program from Survey Junkie that will help you out just by completing a survey. People hit these things, bingo, right there. Let's go further. Right here. Please share. Let's help bring this beautiful girl home, Riverside County. Now, next thing we're going to look here. Check out the locations. Check out locations. Check out the name of the child. Keep an eye out for all those things. Okay? That's Temecula right there. Vernon. Okay? Tagged Vernon right here. Again, same exact post here. Same exact picture. Sorry. And now that I know that this is an AI, and I'm going to go through how you come up with the idea of the AI, that's actually a news channel was able to figure that one out. I don't worry too much about that picture being shared. Okay, now this is another case. All I did was search Bella Heather. Take a look at what's popped up here. This was Bella, okay, a couple days ago, yesterday. They've already changed this. Saw this, thought I should repost prayers. They find her safe. But if you go further down, they're talking about Bella there. You go further down here, you can apply at this number here for this house. You hit that button, malware. This is horrible. Why is she alone? Free deliveries for foods. See, so what they've done is they started off with the full thing about Bella. Okay, and then it keeps changing over time. Prayers. My niece Bella. Now, Take a look at the county there, Jones County. Let's take it back up here, Vernon. Guys, I'm sharing this with you because I want people to understand how to go about researching this. Not everyone researches, and I get it. Not everyone does because we don't want to think there's a-holes out there like this. Okay. What does this for rent house have anything to do with sharing a post I saw this morning praying this little girl is found safe and soon? Is this little girl hiding in this for rent house somewhere? Okay, you start getting this. Thank God here, WUSA actually posted about this whole thing. And that's what's happening. That's what's worrying me right now and a lot of other people is that as this gets out there further and further, you're going to have people less willing to share out the missing. Okay. How can you get about that? So I'm just going to real quickly go through this real quickly again. Here you go. Another one. This one's from Byram. So third location. Hilo. Right here. Oh, yeah. Hilo. Okay, lots of things. We're getting a little further down, but they're right there. This is a scam, everything about that. So important for us to recognize all this stuff as we're going through. Check out, go into the profile, do a search, the child's name and search. No, Hope, what's actually happened with this is people are actually, Hope, actually, if you're talking with the fire, yeah, there are children involved in the fire, if that's what you're talking. I don't want to accidentally answer the wrong question there. So I'm not sure if you're asking as in related to what I'm talking about, as compared to the fires. The fires, we are expecting quite a few children in that list. If you're talking with this, there are no children. In fact, what we're finding out is there are a lot of people out there who are claiming children are missing that aren't, okay, you're good. You're good. Sorry. Are you making a yeah, you could be joking too for all I know right now. I get you, girl. And I'm just so pissed at this thing right now because I know it's going to affect people actually sharing the truth about people being missing. So yeah. And so we have that part there. Check Facebook for whatever the child's name is missing. See what other information is popping up. Does it make sense? Now, want to share the next thing. This is where we're getting into what I mentioned about AI. This actually comes from KHOU 11. Sorry, let me get back over here. And I had to print it out. So what is coming from this is they actually went into the whole thing about Heather. And of course, this happens with multiple other children. Okay. And what worries me, okay, once they fill, will they go to elderly? Okay, missing elderly, missing teenage, who knows? And that's why we have to learn to research it all now. But they went through that picture. Like I said, initially, I even blacked out her face because I thought it was a real child. They used a reverse image, okay, search engine to go through the picture and actually try to track it down. Okay. What did they find? Well, initially, they did not find the image used for any official missing person report. So this is another thing. You can use a reverse engine, okay, search for pictures. One of them, Verify, is a great one you can use. And in this case, no law enforcement was sharing this girl's picture out. Why not? If they're truly missing. Okay, that's going to get into another issue that I do want to address after we're done with this thing, because it does frustrate me and make me worried about just contacting people. Other things, it wasn't just news outlets and the police. Further, they found that image did not exist anywhere. Okay, anywhere. We did not find that image of little Heather there anywhere on the internet, which is leading them to think. Hope I will connect you with on that in a second. And but when they looked at this picture, it's not showing up anywhere in the internet. No pictures, even showing PR type pictures or anything like that. They looked at the picture closer and realized it was AI created, artificial intelligence created. How can they find that out? Well, first of all, AI generators tend to have problems recreating fingers, hands. And if you look at her fingers and hands and the way that she's holding the leash, you can go pull up Bella, and look at the pictures yourself closer. You will notice that the hands are misshapen, they're awkward, things like that. Next, they also have a problem with textures, tiny details, the small details. And if you look at the dog, the front right leg appears to be missing the definition of a paw. The tail and facial markings are also mismatched in color, and the texture of the fur appears almost animated. Okay, so a lot of things that made them pretty quickly come up with the idea that this is fake. Bella never lived. Bella did not exist. Yet Bella is missing from tens upon tens of locations across the country. The same child. And they also noticed there were a lot of misspellings in the posts and stuff like that. Hope, doesn't she live Hawaii? Are there missing children in Maui, or was that a scam? I'm not sure what you're actually connecting with. If you're talking, is it connected to the fire with missing? I'm not sure of any missing children. There have been missing children. We just did find a bunch of children that were part of a trafficking ring. The FBI actually found them. So I'm not sure, but I can tell you right now, Heather does not exist. Heather truly does not exist. So little things for there. Next thing I wanted to address is that usually these posts, when you're trying to figure out, is this real or not? Okay, is this a scam? Scams are usually very vague. Okay, they tend to be vague because once they start putting details to stuff, it can become very easy to prove they're scams. So they're very detailed. Not detail oriented at all. They include a general city or a county, but they don't tell. How many of you guys, when you're looking at a missing person post, you notice that people will say, yeah, last time they were seen was on the 1500th corner of this street. Okay, and this range of houses on this street. Okay, it doesn't mention that type of thing. The things that we are so used to are missing. So recognizing that, okay, and keeping an eye on that. And last thing for checking with this is actually researching outside of that. Check the local news. If they're saying they're missing out of Denver, then go check the local Denver news. Okay, is Denver news talking about this? Now, they're not always going to talk about things, but a child missing, they usually will. And hey, that girl, love you, girl, love you, my dear. It might be totally okay, not, and that's my only problem. This was one of the big things that the FBI agent, former FBI agent, mentioned was checking law enforcement. Okay, thank you, Hope. I just wanted to make sure I had the right question, my dear. Thank you. Police don't always report these missing people. Okay, we've seen it. The little boy that went missing, that I talked about from Hawaii a few weeks ago, he was truly missing. He had been taken by his non-custodial father. Yet it was nowhere on the law enforcement website. It was not being talked about by the news. I happen to know one of the news channels was looking at it. And but you can't just depend on that. Chris, you think the scam originated in Eugene? Interesting. That would be an interesting way to look at that and try to make those. I love puzzles. Puzzles are always fun to try to figure out. So, but in theory, especially gang, Okay, let's go back to the one that we were just talking about. Okay, this little girl right here. According to this post, there was an Amber Alert. Where was the Amber Alert that whole time? Police didn't announce the Amber Alert. The news didn't report on that. Anyone who lives in Texas, gang, we all know Texas is the king of all Amber Alerts, it seems. Okay, and they get posted. They get all that stuff is there. Yet this little one here, Bella, there was nothing out there about that. So big warning right there. Now, you can check in CNBC. Okay, NCMEC. You can check it, NCMEC. You can check for the local news channels, the police. Now, guys, this is, sorry, let me take that down again. This is my issue with this here, gang. Don't use that as your primary source. Anyone who's ever done any type of research understands primary sources and secondary sources and all. How many, put a 1 in chat if you've ever followed someone who was missing but not in the database and the police were not posting their picture, but you knew they were missing. Okay. Put a 1 in chat if you've ever had a case like that that you were looking at. Hey, K9, love you, my dear. Love you, love you, love you. It happens all the time. How many times have we sat here on a Missing Mondays and we've talked about this and we're like, you know what? So-and-so was just put into the database, okay, last week, and they'd been missing for months and months and months. As a child, yes. A 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, they're going to report these things quicker. But if these scammers start using, okay, elderly or teenagers or 20-year-olds or 30-year or whatever, we know that information is not being put in like it should be. And that's something, I'll be honest, if people in law enforcement want to say, go to the database, go to the police station and check and verify things, and they need to make sure they're doing what they said they're going to do. Okay. Just because someone is a runaway does not mean they're not in danger. Okay. We've seen how many runaways who end up killed. Okay. We've seen all of these things happen. And so if we're just depending on that, that's going to cause us problems. So you need to verify different ways. Yeah. Easiest way to do is to check law enforcement. Go into that, okay, county and check their law enforcement on Facebook or whatever. But I'll be honest, a lot of law enforcement's Facebook pages really aren't up to date. Some are awesome, but some are not up to date whatsoever. But then take that information, take it to the next step. Go through like we, okay, just a few minutes ago. Yeah, not even on Charlie Project website at times. So you've got to check all these different locations. Talk with other people. We are part of an amazing community here, gang. Okay, we all know people, okay, who are researching things and stuff like that. Ask them, have you heard of this case? What's your thought on this case? Okay, and see if they've looked into it. If not, gives them a chance to look into it. More people who know about the missing, the better off, gang. Plain and simple. So yeah, that was one of my biggest. Let me ask you guys right now, can you guys come up with any other ideas? Because I think that's my biggest concern, is that people are going to stop sharing the story of people. Okay. They hear about a missing person and people have gotten so great about sharing out a post. I'm a little concerned right now, and I'm not going to talk about it right here, but it worries me. What if someone's ever shared a post that I've done or something and gets into that position? How can we make sure that we are not setting things up for other people? Okay, what can we do to make sure that when we cover a missing person, they truly are missing? How can we give people that sense of comfort? Any ideas? I would love to hear what you guys. I know one of the things that took me a while to come up with it. One of the things I'm noticing that this bait and switch scam depends on is for you to share and forward that specific post. Okay. The only way it's going to work is if you share it. okay, what they are giving, not the missing person. It's not about sharing the missing person. It's about sharing the post. Once you do that, take the post out of the picture. Okay. Instead, and this is why maybe the best thing we can do is sharing each other's posters. When you know someone who's made a poster and that person who made that poster is reputable, and we have a whole area on Instagram, Twitter, or X, Facebook, YouTube of reputable people, people that we know we can trust. And so maybe we only share out things that they've created. That means, gang, we need to be more responsive in creating things and not just depending on sharing the post that we found. And, but if we're doing that, even if it's false, God forbid, it is that child is an AI that we're sharing, but at least we're sharing it and we're not putting someone else in danger. We're being proactive and taking the power away from that person who is sharing that link. And because we saw it just there, just by researching what we did a few minutes ago, you saw it. Sharing it with people who truly trust. Yeah, that's definitely a good one, Chris. Definitely. And there's some possibilities out there. There definitely are some possibilities. Maybe it is instead of sharing it, okay, find ways that you're sharing through you and not forwarding. You know how sometimes you can actually choose to copy and paste and share as a new thing? And that way you're taking the power away from the person who's utilizing their original post to actually hack into other people's computers. So that would work also. So different ideas. I would love it for those of you who've been watching this, whether it's live, replay, whatever, type things into the discussion because this isn't going away. We're going to be dealing with this, I think, for a while. And because once scammers find a way to make money, they're not going to quit. And this scam can be done from anywhere in the world. It's the reason this is on the level, in my eyes. This type of bait and switch scam is on the level with the scams that you get when you get phone calls from people in, sorry, but places like India, things like that. Okay. The ones that you're scam baiters like Jim Browning, okay, Kit, okay, Kit Bogo, IRL Rosie, all of them, those people are scam baiting back on. Okay, because this person, they can hide in anonymity and do their scam. And that's the problem. When you hide behind anonymity, okay, people can try to get away with a lot more. And yep, Chris, knowing who you trust and who you don't makes a big difference, truly makes a difference there. So I think definitely just to go over real quickly before we kind of finish this up for tonight, because we are coming up on the 1 hour mark. Um, I think the thing to remember is that this is happening and it's happening more and more. For those of you coming in right now, what we're talking about is former FBI agent Stuart Kaplan was interviewed on News Nation this morning, I think this morning, about scams that are going on where people are posting this right here. They are posting stuff like this. And in this, they're actually saying, my niece, my granddaughter, my grandson is missing. And and then as soon as people are sharing that out, they change it and they add in links for people to enter contests or things like that. And it will, next thing you know, that people click the link and they find themselves with malware and their bank accounts being compromised. So, um, just something. Okay, that's what's happening here. Dog is saying, I agree with everything you are saying. In my experience, that we have to now bombard with pin posts, stop and verify, get receipts, check always for scams, type of posters when they are in a yeah, and that's it. Okay, because a lot of us ask you, can you please share this out and all that. So I think when we ask people to share things out, we do need to take on the responsibility of double checking things and making sure. things are going to, they're going to sneak through. It is going to happen. But this has been around for a while. I do have to say, when I did the research into it this morning, I found that there were this has been going on for over a year, 2 years. It's just kind of coming to light right now. Um, we may need to start being more mindful. Totally, totally. I spent too many years in rescue to believe a lot of what people represent themselves as. You have to check it. Yep, canine, exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier. Okay, scammers go after people with hearts. People with hearts include people who love animals, people who care about the missing, people who don't want to see someone sick. Okay, and those are the times we have to look at things. Canine rescue, that was my school of hard knocks. In rescue, gained me street cred on suspects. Yeah, exactly. So, things you need to do when you see these things moving forward, try to start this pattern, okay, in your head. Don't just trust to trust. And guys, this goes for any, okay, fundraiser, anything like that. I do this on every single person before I donate. I try to research. Okay. If I can, I haven't been able to donate for a couple months now, but okay. Hey, welcome to life in Hawaii. And so cost of living is getting worse and worse. And but you have to start doing those things. Chris, yes, I will post those links into Discord under True Crime. Definitely, definitely. So go through, check things, look at where they're posting. Are they posting to more the generic type categories like the garage sales, lost and found, things like that? Or are they posting to the actual pages and groups that advocates are in all the time, where we're all watching things? Next, are they allowing comments? The people with these scams often take out your ability to communicate back with them. They refuse to compute. Okay. They don't want anyone to type in as a comment. Well, that's a lie. I just checked this out. Or, oh, I just got malware on my computer from you, or anything like that. Look at the original poster's profile. Okay. How new is it? Where are their friends? Where did they live? All those types of things. Are you getting now? It's not saying that just because they live in another country or across the world or in Hawaii versus Washington, D.C. or whatever like that, that you can't, okay, be concerned about a loved one. I have family that live in the Midwest, okay, and I live out in Hawaii. Okay, that happens. But if you start getting multiple things building up on top of each other, it's enough for you to question. And there's nothing wrong with questioning stuff. Okay, go into YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever it is that you're getting this post, and search for similar posts. If the person's name is Bella, I forget what her last name was again, but let's say Hanson. Oh wait, no, I can't actually pull the name up because I still have Facebook up. Bella Heather is what they're saying. Go into Facebook, type in Bella Heather missing. What else is popping up under that? Seriously, guys, don't click any of the links. Please don't click any of the links. Do that for yourself. Type in Bella Heather missing Facebook. You're going to see exactly what I just showed you guys. See it for yourself, and you can go on and on and on and on with it. And if you do see these things, okay, posts are vague. Check the police, things like that. Now, if you find someone and you're like, this is false, this is a scam, I'm almost 100% positive of it, like the Bella one, okay, report it to the platform. I have reported multiple Bella ones in doing my research today. Report it to, in my case, Facebook. Can I make any say on whether Facebook gets rid of this stuff? No, I can't. That's up to them. But I've done what I can. And if I could post a comment under there, hey guys, warning, 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 I do that. But unfortunately, they took that away from us. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, yep, comments or any communication are a big flag. Okay, transparency is it. So Do they ever say to contact the authorities or someone's private number? Bingo, Jessica. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Okay. Are they saying, hey, if you have any information about my niece, please give me a call or email me or message me or anything like that? Seriously, guys, if you have your niece or nephew or child missing, you're not going to be posting stuff like this. Okay, cutting off comments and then not having any way people can contact you back if they might have information or telling you, okay, this is the phone number for the police. Please call the police if there's anything whatsoever there. Kelly, welcome, first of all. Welcome, Kelly, to the fam. And they have callers prank calling, claiming they've kidnapped loved ones. People are dirty. I mean, they are freaking dirty. Loved ones asking you to meet them somewhere. Don't fall for those either. Big time, big time. For those of you on, actually, I'm going to go ahead and share this before I finish this up. For those of you who are interested in Discord and discussing this further, no, I do not want to create a new channel. I want to invite people. Okay, I am going to add my Discord into chat right there. Please feel free to join there because I think you guys have a lot of great ideas right there. That was an amazing idea right there. Okay, and things to warn everyone about. Okay, there's way too much of this stuff going on. These scammers need to be brought to justice for these crimes. They do. They truly do. So, report. If you see these things, report it. If we're in communities, let each other know. Okay, honestly, I would love to get a message on Facebook from anyone saying, hey, I just came across this and it is false. Because you know what? We save each other from doing all that research. Okay, I might do a real quick check on it or anything, but I'm not going to spend 30 minutes or something if I've had multiple people tell me, okay, oh yeah, here's this, here's this, here's this. So double check those things. If you find that it's a scam, contact the local law enforcement. Hey, Kelsey, welcome. I'll have to come by and say, hey, 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 and welcome to the family. And also, let the police know. Contact them. Let them know that there is a scam going on in your city, in your county right now, so they can get the word out. Because right now, if you type in, okay, missing child post scam in Google, you're going to recognize this is happening and the police are reporting it. The news are reporting it in many locations right now. They even suggest contacting the Better Business Bureau, letting them know. I'm not sure on that one as much. Might be a good reason behind that. Not necessarily a business, but it's probably good for them to know. That way, if they're getting tons of phone calls, they can actually push out to, as the Better Business Bureau, actually, they would be able to push out to the local media that, hey, there's this, please warn the community in general about this. So things, thank you, Chris, for saying hi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're getting some amazing new members over in Discord right now. We really are. And I'm enjoying it over there right now. So those are the things we want to do. Keep an eye out for those things. Like I said, just looking into Bella's case, you guys are going to go down a rabbit hole. You will totally go down a rabbit hole. So check it out. Check it out. I will try to post some of the things that people needed in our community page as soon as I have a chance. For those of you who are members, I am going to be cleaning up the Discord and stuff like that, so I can add members to our private folder. So I promise you, I'll be working on that this week. Now that I'm done with the show, so fun. And also, I did get some amazing video from the expo. Oh my gosh! Not only the fashion show where I actually got this stuff from, but just entertainment. Frank DeLima, one of my favorite childhood comedians, was there. So I really want to share out with everyone. Mama Jane's here. I love you, Mama Jane. Mwah! Love you, love you, love you, my dear. And I am adding a couple new things in the next couple weeks and all, but later this week, hopefully Sleuth and I will be together and we'll talk on Wednesday. Not sure what channel. Next week, Ariel, Hopefully, Ariel's case is going to trial. Ariel Sellers, also known as Isabella Kalua. Many of you guys know about her case because both Sleuth and I have talked about it. I have been trying to see if there's going to be a pool camera. Does not look like Hawaii does pool cameras. So if they will allow it, I'm going to try to figure out how a couple times a week, if not every day. It just depends on work because I can't miss too much work. I need to have income. And I'm going to try to go sit in on the trial. Ariel needs people who are going to be there and support her. And then I'll let you guys know what comes out of that. I know Sleuth did a great video this morning, actually on Ariel and going through we went through everything we talked about Wednesday, but she did an amazing job. She had extra video pictures and stuff like that. Hey, Toll, how you doing? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right or not, but hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome, and no worries about being late. You're on Hawaiian time. That's all. Just Hawaiian time. That's it. So, and also, it is an important, yes, exactly, Chris. It is an important one. I'm hoping people, guys, whether those of you with channels, either cover this story yourself, okay, or share this out, please. Either way, I don't care. Either way, just let's get the word out to people. If we're in the true crime community, if we're in the missing persons community, we need to spread this information so people can protect themselves, but not stop sharing missing people. We cannot allow this to stop us. We just have to protect ourselves moving forward. And that's fine. We can do it. So it is, Tool. I'm good. Okay. As Local My, never okay. Local My Kai, if you go the full name. Yeah. I'm always like, I'm sorry, because I know it's so hard for people to pronounce names. So but other than that, if you guys have subjects for Friday for mental health on Friday, please let me know. I need some subjects badly. So I can start doing things. Canine, good night, my dear. You get some sleep, my friend. And yes, just so people know, there are some people who are even in this group that are having rough times and are doing small fundraisers for themselves. Okay. And guys, we always have to be careful about things, but please give them a chance if you have a chance and all. But please be safe. Be safe with these things. Don't let it stop you from being their voice. They need their voice. We need to give these people a voice. When they go missing, they need a voice. Their families never give up. Neither are we. Love each and every one of you. I am going to go finish folding laundry. So wish me luck, and I'll talk to y'all later. Aloha and